Okay. I'm back. I'm back. Part 8. And I don't want to be late. Part 8, the law, the veil of Masha. Part 8. We're going to deal with something today, right quick, on these fringes, tissels, fringes that these guys are wearing. They're putting the Hebrew laity under bondage with the terminology, the trickery, and the slickster terminology. But the inconsistency will be exposed today. Inconsistency, where they try to pick and choose under the terminology, under the law in Shabbat. You pick and choose what you can do, what you can't do. He say you do all the law, not some of the law. You don't pick and choose. You don't try to deviate because you busted, because the temple's gone. You don't have no high priest, etc., etc., etc. And then you say, oh, we can't do this, we can't do that because we don't have this, we don't have that. The scripture don't say nothing about that under the old covenant. Under the old covenant. None of that. Even though we're in the new covenant, Jeremiah 31, these folks are still reading out of the old covenant, and then when they get to new covenant, they have to start pulling out the iced tea, bringing out the the iced tea, the stuff to try to get this thing, keep this thing going. But anyway, part 8, the law and the veil of Masha. Since I haven't been around again, we know the theme of all of my little YouTubes are coming from 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 12 to 16. And reading of the Old Testament is where these people's hearts and minds have been blinded, and they have been reading, not even doing, reading, and they have been gobbled up. Well, we're going to read some stuff today on the fringes, what some of these guys. Now, I live in New York City. I work in New York City, and certain parts of New York City, you get to see some of the Hebrew YAHSHARALITEs doing their teachings in the streets, because that's mainly where they go, doing their teachings and proclaiming their law, statute, commandments, and sinners and people and devils and Esau's and all this type of stuff. Now, the thing is, some of them, when you observe, which I do at times, because they want to keep you under telling you what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to do, and if you don't do this and you don't do this, you're going to be found guilty under the law, because they still under the law. They ain't under it. So we trying to help some of the Hebrew laity to wake up, because they think they woke in their genealogy, which I said 400 million times they are, but in their tenets they in bondage. Now we got the fringes, little tissels, little things they hang off the shirt. Ronald Dalton wore when he was in North Carolina. One of my man's friend of mine's doing some conference, or waking up conference. He had a shirt on, he had little fringes on his little shirt. Some of them wear the fringes, some of them don't. Some of them don't put the emphasis on it, maybe more than others. Who knows? I'm not in no camp, never will be in a camp. But it's time to try to help the Hebrew laity, because you know you can't really ask these questions in these conferences and especially if some more stand there with fringes on and you're gonna raise your hand. You might be escorted out. You know you ain't gonna go that far. But on these YouTubes, I can go that far. And even out in the street now that I know I'm out in the street, I'm gonna be able to ask them. Well, when they going off of somebody about doing this and doing that and doing this and that and doing this, they gonna ask about them fringes, ask about them tissels, them things off their thing. Come on. Why should we ask them? Because we got to make sure. But they're under the law, so they can wear them. But we're gonna talk about the inconsistency. We're not gonna talk about they can't wear. They can wear if you under that. You want to do that? Wear it. Wear it to do it till you're satisfied. But the problem is, on top of it, your inconsistency is gonna be exposed. Because you hound. That's what they do. They hound on one thing, and they pound and hound. And then when you bring up something else, they go, oops. Well, wait a second. Then they start, wait a minute. Hold on. But if you pound it under the law, you're going to get pounded in the law. If you pound it under the law, the do's and the don'ts, then when the person comes back and pounds you in the law, hey, woo-wee. All right, let's get to the verses. Numbers chapter 15, verse 32. Fringes, 2 times in scripture, I believe, and it's in Ezekiel 31 or 35 or 20, wherever the heck else, 31:15. But the point is fringes. Yahusha never mentioned fringes. Well, Shaul never mentioned fringes. He didn't have to. Well, if it's under the commandments that you wearing it in the new covenant, he should have been mentioning, teaching all them people, the Gentiles, the Goyims, and the YAHSHARALITEs in the new covenant. He should have mentioned it. Should have been no discrepancies today. But obviously it wasn't mentioned because there was no need to mention it. And it ain't because they already knew, it's because it's not in the new covenant to be wearing no fringes. Because there ain't no priest today in Aaron. Well, we have a high priest in Yahushua HaMashiach. So that goes along with all this other stuff. Oh my gosh, it's just, it's like digging. Anyway, Numbers 15, chapter 15, verse 32. And while the children of Yasharal were in the wilderness, they found a man gathered sticks upon the Shabbat day. Shabbat day, the man went out there and got some sticks, and boy, did he pay for it. And they that found him gathered sticks, brought him unto Moshe and Aaron, and unto all the congregation. One of your boys sitting today, do y'all bring him to all the congregation? Oh no, y'all all keep the Shabbat and all keep everything in its totality. And they put him in a ward because of he was not declared what should be done to him. Now he had a couple of days. They put him in a ward, they put him in jail. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe, the man shall be surely put to death, and all the congregation shall stone him with stones without the camp. 15:36. And all the congregation brought him without the camp, and stoned him with stones, and he died. And Yahuwah commanded Moshe. That's verse 36. They stoned the man for picking up the sticks. I don't know what he's doing with the sticks, kept him fire, whatever, but he got it. Because under the law, you get death penalty. Not using grace when you're supposed to get the death for breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, and you under the law, but now you want grace when you're under the law. And Yahuwah spake unto Moshe, saying, verse 37, verse 38, key verse, here we go. Speak unto the children of Yasharal, and bid them that they make them fringes, 67:34, in the borders of their garments. Well, some of y'all wearing that on your shirts. Throughout their generations, throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of their borders a ribbon of blue. Well, I'm gonna start spying and checking now. When I watch y'all YouTubes, you Hebrew Yasharites who are pounding folks about the law, statutes, commandments throughout your generations, and you wearing this, I'm gonna see what color blue you got. Because we're going to have to find out what color 8504 for the blue, for the Hebrew. What color blue? Dark blue, light blue, sky blue? Verse 39. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of Yahuwah. So they're doing this today, not because of sin that the fringes came about. They're doing it because they're saying they're doing it to remember the commandments. But the fringe was not put in because of some righteousness thing that they're doing, because in there keeping the commandments of righteousness and so forth under the Old Testament. No, this came because of sin, because of this man picking up sticks, not because of some commandment that they're doing today, teaching you got a command to teach you wear fringes. Oh my goodness. Of Yahuwah, and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which you used to be a whoring. Oops. Whoring, messing up the Yasharalites of the Old Testament. 15:32-39 we read. Because of sin had they were as the fringes. Oops. 15:29. I got to go back real quick because I wrote down here on my notes. 15:29 says, oh man. 15:29 says, and ye shall have one law for him that sitteth through ignorance, both for him that is born among the children of Yasharal, and for the stranger and the sojourner among them. One law, not broken up in no pizza pie. Ceremonial law, moral law, this law, breaking up to try to deviate and get in and out when you busted in the new covenant. Trying to say that was under the ceremonial law, this is under the moral law, that's under this law, this is under 3/4 of the pizza pie law. No, one law, it says in Numbers 15:29. One law. And guess what it was for? whoever sojourned with them. Sojourn. Did that say sojourn? No, yeah, sojourneth. That sojourneth among them. 1529. The stranger that sojourneth. The stranger that sojourneth with Yahshua. Y'all don't like the sojourner 400-year prophecy. Let me not get lost. But verse 30, but the soul that doeth aught presumptuously, whether it be born in the land or a stranger, the same reproach of Yahuwah, and that soul shall be cut off from among the people. He ain't playing. Yahuwah ain't playing under the law. He ain't playing. I don't care if you're a stranger and you sojourn presumptuously, you reproach of Yahuwah, you break the law, death penalty. Ain't none of y'all can stone nobody because you're going to say, we can't do that. Because we ain't a nation under nation of rule, but we're going to keep the commandments and statutes. But we not a nation. Don't use, I know the Jeremiah. And using the sun and the moon, Israel be a nation. That's symbolic language. They ain't talking about you ain't no nation today. You're a people. My. Well, what can we do? But now we're going to get to the inconsistency throughout your generations that you're supposed to be wearing these fringes throughout your generations, that's the reason why you do it. Throughout our generation of Israelites, we're supposed to be doing it. Let's see if you're doing this other stuff throughout the generation. It's the same thing it says in the scriptures to y'all who's saying do this throughout our generations. Oops. Let's get some more stuff here. Shemut, Exodus. So we can start at Numbers. We're going back to the book of Exodus. Chapter 27:20. Chapter 27:20, Exodus. Shemut 27:20. Now I gotta read some verses here. This ain't usually like when I be as they say preaching up here. I gotta read these verses. Well, we're gonna read some verses because we want the Hebrew laity, because these verses ain't gonna be read to y'all. Whoops. These verses ain't gonna be read to y'all. And when they do come, they're going to come and fix it up with the spin doctor. The Hebrew spin doctor be out of retirement because they have to change this stuff where it says throughout their generations. The same thing with the fringes. Don't forget, throughout their generation. That's why they wearing it today. That's why they putting pressure on the Hebrew laity. Y'all that got sucked in from your Christianity days to your Hebrew Israelite days. You went from freedom under Mashiach to bondage and under the law. It's not bondage. Well, what is it? The administration of death. What is that? Is that not a problem? Well, 27:20. Should we be still going on here? Are Aaron's sons here today? These things should be still going on too throughout the generation. Let's see if Exodus, Shemut 27:20. And thou shalt command the children of Yashrael that they bring pure oil, olive oil, beaten for the light, to cause the lamp to burn always. Y'all doing that today? No, absolutely not. That doesn't make no sense because you ain't no high priest and ain't no. Y'all can try to find out the tribe, the Levite tribe, whatever. Let's see if they doing this. 27:21. And in the tabernacle, the congregation without the veil, which is before the testimony of Aaron and his sons, shall order it from evening. Who shall order? Aaron and his son shall order from evening before Yahuwah. It shall be a statute, but a statute forever unto their generations, plural, on the behalf of the children of Yasharel. Are y'all burning oil and doing this in the light, causing the lamp to burn always throughout their generations? Are y'all doing that like y'all saying about the fringes? 27:20. Where's Aaron's sons at? How you gonna know which one is Aaron's sons today? And if you do find Aaron's sons' DNA, Ronald Dalton, well, Yahushua HaMashiach is our high priest, not Aaron and his sons. I don't care what you find in DNA. I don't care where they live. They can live in La Baba or Baba. We go to Yahushua HaMashiach as our high priest, not no man. And under the Israelite terminology. I'm off today. Don't forget when I'm off. Y'all know. 29:38. 29, no, but I'm going to skip to 28:36. I'll be skipping around. But I want to go to 29:30, but I got to go to 28:36. And thou shalt make a plate of pure gold engraved upon it like an engraving of a signet of holiness unto Yahuwah. Verse 28:37. And thou shalt put it upon a blue lace. And thou shalt put it upon a blue lace, that it may be upon the mitra, if I pronounce it right, upon the forefront of the mitra it shall be. Verse 20, 30, 28, 30. And it shall be upon Aaron's forehead. And Aaron bare the iniquity of the holy things which the children of Yasharel shall hallow in all the holy gifts, and it shall be always upon his forehead, that they may be accepted before Yahuwah. Now, if y'all gonna go to the Old Testament, then y'all want to switch to Yahushua HaMashiach. Wait. Yahushua HaMashiach didn't wear nothing upon his forehead, and he didn't wear no blue lace, and blah, blah, blah. I just want to throw that in there because y'all want to go to the Old Testament, but Aaron and the priesthood is done away with in Yahushua HaMashiach. So then we have the inconsistencies just upon that. This does not say in these two verses throughout their generations. I just wanted to bring that up and put that in there with Aaron and trying to go to the Old Testament, the Levitical priests and the law, statute, commandments, blah, 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 blah. You got to have Levitical priests to have the old statutes and commandments. The temple's gone. We don't like those verses. 29:38. 29:38. 29:38. Exodus. We just did 29. We did 29. Yeah, 29:38. 29:38. Who is doing this throughout your generation? Who's doing this today? Like y'all talk about the fringes. Because this topic is the law, statute. I mean the law in the veil of Masha, but the main theme is the fringes today. The fringes. Wearing it. Another thing, putting on the outward, not the inward. With these people, it's never the inward. It's always the outward. I do this, I don't do that. I wear this, I don't eat this, I do this. It's nothing in spiritual. Inward, man, it's always the outward to show. 29:38. Now this is that which thou shalt offer upon the altar. 2 lambs of the first year, day by day continue. 2 lambs. The one lamb shall be offered in the morning, and the other lamb shall be in the evening. 2 lambs a day, folks. That means y'all gotta get 2 lambs a day under the law. The one lamb thou shalt offer in the morning, the other in the evening. I can't just read that. 29:40. With the one lamb, a 10th deal of flour mingled with the 4th part of a hin or of a beaten oil, and the 4th part of a hin of wine for drink offering. For drink offering. 29. I'm trying not to laugh because I'm thinking, what is y'all doing? 29:41. And the other lamb thou shalt offer even, and thou shalt thereto according to the meat offering of the morning. 29:41. And according to the drink offering thereof for a sweet savior, and an offering made by fire unto Yahuwah. 29:42. Thou shalt be a continual burnt offering. A continual burnt offering in the Old Testament, like them fringes y'all want to point out. Throughout your generations. Throughout your generations. We don't, y'all can't, and y'all don't do it. But y'all put your emphasis with your outward appearance to show your dedication to the Lord's statutes, commandments, blah, 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 with your fringes. Throughout your generation, why y'all don't do that? 29:42 or 29:38 to 42. Read them verses, Shamut, Exodus. Why you don't do it? Talk to your moray, put them on the spot. 38. We go one chapter over. 38. 37 though. I shall burn thereon sweet incense every morning. When he dresses the lamps, he shall burn incense upon it. Y'all see, that's for Aaron. Y'all ain't Aaron. Aaron's supposed to be here to do that in throughout their generations. Same terminology throughout their generations. How you keeping the fringes? Aaron, that was spoken to Israel as well. Oh, because you don't have no Levitical priest today. Of course not. It's just simple. No duh. That's why the fringes is really basically oh boy. I'm just trying to expose throughout their generations how they put the emphasis wearing the fringes, because it's an outward thing that they like to show and prove what they do and don't do. And when Aaron lighteth the lamps at evening, he shall burn incense upon it a perpetual incense before Yahuwah throughout your generations. Talking to Israel, Yasharel back then. And Aaron shall make an atonement upon the horns of it once in a year, with the blood of the sin offerings of atonements once in the year shall he make an atonement upon it throughout your generations. Obviously, Aaron's generation is over because Yahushua HaMashiach came as the high priest, and that fulfilled that. So that priesthood and all that stuff went straight to Yahushua Mashiach. So either y'all going to cut this nonsense out, trying to hold to the Old Testament terminology without the high priest and Yahushua Mashiach, who never taught nothing about no fringes, who never taught nothing as we read the Exodus, blah, blah, blah. Verse 30, 21. So shall you wash their hands and their feet, and they die and not, and it shall be a statute forever to them, even to him and to his seed throughout their generations. Yeah, that was another verse in Exodus 30, 21. Who is doing this today? Who's doing this throughout their generations like the French? Who's doing this? None of y'all. None. And if you is, somebody might be lying. 40:13. You ain't got the high priest, so you can't even do it. You don't even have Aaron and all this other stuff. You can't do it. So just stop it. Just stop it, please. Don't try to figure and wig it out. Don't try to find a way out. Getting exposed and busted with this stuff. Just stop it. I mean, goodness. Who is doing this today throughout the generation? 43, Exodus. And Yahuwah spake unto Moshe, saying, 42, on the first day of the first month, and thou shalt set up a tabernacle of tent of the congregation. And thou shalt put therein the ark of the testimony, and cover the ark with the veil. 40:13, that's where I'm getting to. I'm going to skip to 40:13. And thou shalt put upon Aaron the holy garments, and anoint him and sanctify him with that he may minister. Back to all this stuff is about Aaron, because Aaron's obviously the minister that Yahuwah used, Aaron and his sons and his seed, the only people. So that eliminates that, because Yahushua Mashiach. Here we go. Verse 14. And thou shalt bring his sons and clothe them with coats. His sons. Now, where's Aaron and his sons at today? Where's Aaron and his sons at today? Don't tell me no Lama tribe. Don't tell me some tribe over in West Africa, North Africa, South Africa, somewhere in Indonesia, somewhere Ronald Dalton. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. And maybe they are. But they better be doing exactly like this. They need to be stoned to death. 40:15. And thou shalt anoint them, and thou didst anoint their father, and that they may minister unto me in the priest's office. Ain't no priest office today. I don't care where they live in Africa. Yahushua HaMashiach is the priest's office. For their anointing shall surely be an everlasting priesthood throughout their generations. So that means, obviously, their generations in the terminology had to come to a close, because Yahushua HaMashiach is a high priest. We didn't have no priests, no Levitical priests in no first century, no New Testament terminology talking while Yahushua HaMashiach is here, talking about we the high priest. Only goofballs were doing that. What we know was the false Yehudim, the Pharisees and Sadducees, Sanhedrin, who were teaching under the law concept. My. Leviticus chapter 7, verse 7:35. Leviticus 7:35. My. I don't know what's going on here, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, it's not fun, but hey, but they put so much emphasis on the outward, so much emphasis on the outward of doing and not doing, so much emphasis of saying they keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Well, we're gonna see, was you doing this throughout all your generations before you came out of Christianity and became a Hebrew Israelite? Did you find out in history how many people have been doing all these verses I'm covering throughout their generations in these emphasis? This is the portion of the anointing of Aaron, 7:35. Of the anointing of Aaron, his sons. Again, I'm pointing out these same things. Out of the offerings of Yahuwah made by fire. Y'all don't do number in the day when he presented to minister unto Yahuwah in the priest's office. Verse 36. Which Yahuwah commanded, Leviticus 7:36. Which Yahuwah commanded to be given them of the children of YAHSHARAL in the day that he anointed them by a statute forever throughout their generations. It's just simple. I'm repeating the same thing throughout their generation. Do all y'all doing this today with the same way you put the fringes in the statute, law, and commandments? See, this is something that they don't want you to bring up. Because now it's saying, wait a minute, it's contradiction sound like, because they're saying they're doing blah, 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 but are they doing these? Blah, 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 blah. And then they're going to say, no, we can't. This is the law of the burnt offerings and the meat offerings and the sin offering and of the trespass offering and the consecration and the sacrifice of the peace offering. Verse 38, 7:30. And Yahuwah commanded Moshe in the Mount Sinai in that day that he command the children of Yasharel to offer oblations unto Yahuwah in the wilderness in Zion. Numbers 18:23. Did I do that? Numbers 18:23. Now I went to Numbers 15. So go to Numbers 18:23. Numbers 18:23. I'm almost done. Get out y'all hair with these fringes, and y'all ain't doing this other stuff out throughout your generations. So cut it with the fringes, cut it with the yang yang, cut it with reminders of keeping the law. And if we remind you of keeping the law, then under the remind you of keeping the law with the blue ribbon, then you need to be doing all this other stuff I just read, reminding you of keeping the law. And they come up talking about, oh, we can't do this because in the future the temple will be destroyed. Ain't nowhere in Numbers, nowhere I read the Exodus talking about that. Leviticus 18:20. I mean Numbers 18:20. Numbers 18:20. Did I read this? I'm not even sure. Goodness. Numbers 18:23. But the Levites, shall do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they shall bear their iniquity. And it shall be a statute forever throughout your generations that among the children of Israel, Yasharel, they have no inheritance. Where is the children of the Levites doing these things throughout our generation, like the fringes, all the way to the first century into the new covenant? Oh, we got some people who are living in certain areas around the world saying they are of the tribe of Levi. I don't care if you're from the tribe of Levi. I don't care if you got a mark and a scar on your butt side. Yahushua HaMashiach rides all of that. In the new covenant overshadows all of this, the fulfillment in the new covenant. We get the book of Hebrews. I ain't even quoting the verses. I'm just not wasting my time even quoting them. Too easy. All y'all doing these throughout your generation. I'm going to use one more verse here. I didn't even read my notes. Goodness. Didn't read the notes, guys. Oh, Deuteronomy 22:11. 11 and 12. The woolen and the linen. Deuteronomy 22:11 and 12. Maybe I should come back and read that real quick. But let me get to, let's go to Deuteronomy 22:11. Y'all know this. Y'all know this stuff. Y'all know this stuff. Y'all professionals in this. Y'all professionals reading the Old Testament. Like the theme of these YouTubes are. In 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 12 to 16. Y'all professionals ain't getting by and putting the whammy on the Hebrew laity who ain't gonna challenge or know no better. Y'all professionals. Alright? Everybody is amateurs. Y'all professionals reading the law, keeping the law, statutes, commandments, breaking it down, showing everybody on the outward stuff, the outward. Y'all are never talking about the inward man. Never talking about that. Never. Outward. Show. Haircut, beard, no pork, this, that, fringes. Outward. Clothes. Outward. You don't never talk about Mashiach inward. By the Ruach. No, outward. I gotta see. People gotta see it. So I can prove. I pray twice a week like the Pharisee. I ain't like this sin over here, this devil over here. I do this and I do that. What I do. Me. Ooh, you are busted. Deuteronomy 22:11. Verse 12. 11 and 12. Thou shalt not wear a garment of divers sorts, of woolen and linen together. Boy, y'all better have some money for some funky tailors. Woo-wee. Y'all better have some money. Y'all better not shop at the regular store. Like regular people go in there and just buy something on the tag and say 100% cotton or whatever. You better make sure. Man, you better have some money. 22:12. Thou shalt make 3 fringes. That's why I came back to that one. Fringes. There we go. Same as I had in my notes. I didn't even get to my notes. 22:11-12. Verse 12. Thou shalt make 3 fringes upon the 4 quarters of thy vesture, wherewith thou coverest thyself. There better not be no woolen and linen mixed in your fringes. Deuteronomy 22:11-12. Let's go to Acts. One more. Acts 21:37. It says the Greek guy went up to Shaul. went up to Shaul and told him, are you so and so? Let's read it to make sure. I got 30 minutes. I'm running late. I'm running late on my time. Running late on my time. Too much talking. 21:37. For the multitude of the people followed and crying out, away with him. Away with who? Shaul. I can't remember the whole thing, but the captain of the thing came to him, and guess what he says? 21:37. And Shaul, who was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, may I speak unto thee? Who said, canst thou speak Greek? He's asking Shaul, you can speak Greek? Art thou an Egyptian, which before these days made an uproar and leadest out in the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers? Now he asking, well, if we keep going down, he says he spoke in the Hebrew tongue, no Greek tongue. Well, but 21:37 says, art thou an Egyptian? Now wait, I'm going back to the fringes. Well, I don't know if the Greek would have knew about that Egyptians have fringes on their clothes, maybe too. But I doubt it. I thought that was for Yahshua. I'm not saying they didn't. But if Shaul would have been wearing fringes, the man would have known between the clothes. Well, don't the Hasidic Jews try to wear this to separate themselves? Don't Muslims try to wear this? So people try to wear garments to separate themselves. How would Shaul walk around without fringes on? The man would have noticed he's an Israelite. They would have known the difference between the clothing in the first century between the Egyptian and the Hebrew by the fringes. But obviously Shaul was called an Egyptian here. And ain't just because they was dark, because they both were dark. The Egyptians, the Israelites, we all know, I ain't getting into that. But where was Shaul's fringes to make the distinction between him and the Egyptian with the clothing? Fringes. I don't even see the word fringes, I don't think, in the New Testament nowhere. I don't even remember seeing it nowhere. Y'all can get me on that. Y'all know I like to set myself to make sure y'all go do your Acts 17:11. Where the fringes at? In the New Testament terminology. Or we run into the Old Testament, trying to make it fit in the New Testament. And then when somebody say something, we got the dodge bullet. We got the Hebrew spin doctor coming back out. No Levitical priest. Yahushua HaMashiach, the high priest. Can't do this, can't do that. This is impossible. But they still putting emphasis on it throughout their generation while they're wearing fringes. But they don't put, throughout their generations, doing all them verses I read. Throughout your generations. Now they got to come out. And then it was added because of sin. It wasn't added because it was a commandment on the statute, laws, and commandments to wear fringes. No, it was added because of sin. To be a reminder of sin. But they try to teach it as they doing it on some righteousness. Keeping some laws, statutes, commandments. That's why they're doing it. Not psych, not, I think not. It's because of sin in Numbers 15:32. The man brought the sticks. So he reminded y'all better put this stuff on and that blue ribbon. I'm going to go down there and spy on some of y'all on your YouTubes. Right in, I want to see the blue. Turn around. Ronald Dalton, turn around so I can see the blue ribbon. Mine's is all white. Mine's all orange. We wear the blue fringes. We wear the purple. You can't wear blue fringes because the ribbon's supposed to be blue. So that don't make no sense. So I made that wrong. I said that wrong. It better be white. It better be something to show that blue ribbon. Then the turban for the priest. The turban with the signet. Oh my goodness. But y'all want to keep up the old covenant. Y'all talking about y'all going to be able to establish and do it. Y'all talking about today we got it. We waking it. We got it. The people in the scriptures couldn't do it. Couldn't keep it up. It wasn't even meant for them to keep it up. It was just a statute that was prophesied throughout their generation. He had them to give these things to separate them from the other nations. Circumcision, Shabbat, etc. Just to separate them from the other nations. That's all. That's all. When the fulfillment of time comes, in the time of Reformation, Yahushua HaMashiach comes, these things of being a testament is a change. Not a keeping, a change, it says. He said, go and preach. He ain't say preach about no fringes. Ain't nowhere in the scripture nobody preach about no fringes. Ain't nowhere. Ain't even preach about no Shabbat. Even though they went in on the Shabbat and taught the Yehudim that needed to hear about Mashiach. Whoa. Woo-wee. 34 minutes, 22 seconds. I'm about done. About to close out. This is not personal. Once again, this is scriptural business that I have to do because the Hebrew laity will not challenge the mores and the teachers of these camps or outside of camps. So I have a job to do, just like you got a job to do, to come against it, thumbs down, etc. You got to do. I got to bring it out. Sometimes it take me 2 or 3 weeks. I can't do it, or whatever happens, blah, blah, blah. And today is only 136. I might be able to get another one in because I already got them set up. I keep saying that every time I do so, I'm coming back with another one. But then things happen. You know, you got life. You got life. You got to live life. You got to do stuff. Fringes. Where's the other things throughout the generation with the light and the lamp, the heave off and all that stuff? Don't tell me nothing about no priesthood. Don't tell me nothing about no priesthood. Then that means if you're going to tell me something about the priesthood, then get to the new covenant, get in there and start learning about in the new covenant. If you're going to play games, trying to duck and hide, you black Hebrew YAHSHARALITE laity, as well as the Moreh teachers. Fringes. Outward. Not inward, outward. Not inward, outward. I talk to them inward, in spirit and ruach, conscience, not outward. You ain't gonna drop dead for not wearing no fringes today. That's why y'all wear them, because y'all know y'all under new covenant, under grace. You know ain't nobody gonna stone you under the law of the United States because you're behind going to jail. You pound somebody with some rocks. You ain't a nation. You can't do that no more. That's why you can't do it. Well, or maybe wait, this is November. Well, December. Y'all got 2 months to go before the 400-year line prophecy are gonna fail, and then y'all got to already scapegoat for that. Did the YouTube on that stuff? My, you YAHSHARALITES, y'all about as bad as the Cretans. Y'all about as bad as the Cretans with your false stuff, but you won't give it up. You just won't give it up. You're gonna fight. I don't blame you. You're gonna fight for your rights. Hey, I'm gonna fight for my rights too. I'm gonna expose the rights that I believe that I think is wrong. This is the same that you're supposed to do. Well, but them fringes and that throughout the generation, all the verses I read. Well, no Levitical priest, so obviously can't do it. But y'all just assist on sane. But you have to do what you have to do. It's not personal, it's scriptural business. What I'm gonna say, this is in love for those who are saying that Yahushua HaMashiach didn't say none of these things in the New Testament. It ain't even nowhere to be found. It's been misinterpreted to justify a teaching, to put something in a place where it's not supposed to be, taking old wine, trying to establish a new. It's just what it is, little leaven, the whole lump. It is what it is. But I ain't in no condemnation. I don't have no condemnation. I don't have no power to condemn and put someone in no condemnation, etc. That's not what this is about. This is about sharing and caring, obviously, for the Hebrew laity who's going to be drawn in. Going to be drawn in. Oh, going to be drawn in. The iced tea, and put your arm out for the IV. It's going to happen. They ain't going to be able to get away. They're going to be surrounded. They're going to be all over them. And the big dogs are going to be all over them telling them. And they're going to be afraid. They want to be our king. They want to be in the game. They want to be in. Well, I want to be out and stay out. And will stay out. Come ye out from among them. Revelation 18:4. That was come out from ye among the Yehudim. Not Ashkenaz, not Jew. Not Christianity. That was saying come out from ye among the wicked, lying, false Yehudim. Revelation 18:4. Y'all talking about come out of Christianity. Seventh-day Adventists. Come out of this. No. Come out of the Yehudim that was not right. Because she was about to be judged. Well, I'm Derek. Calm down. Don't get off topic at the end. Yah is out. Take care. Shalom. Peace unto all of y'all. We agree or disagree with this YouTube. There you go. All right. Take care.